On today's menu is a dal recipe that is my mom's as well as my favorite. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi, and today I will be showing you a very popular Bengali recipe, Cholar Dal. Cholar Dal is also known as Bengal gram dal and Chana Dal in Hindi. Now let me first give you a brief idea on Bengal gram dal. What you are seeing on screen are chickpeas which are widely popular and native to India. These are not garbanzo beans or the chickpeas that we commonly use. Since they are dark brown or black in color, they are called kala chana, where kala refers to the color black and chana is chickpea. They are sometimes even called as desi chana, where desi signifies native to India. They are smaller in size compared to regular chickpeas. When kala chana is skinned and split, it is known as Bengal gram dal or Chana Dal or Cholar Dal in Bengali. Now one thing I would like to point out is sometimes I see yellow split peas labeled as Chana Dal, which I fail to understand why, because yellow split peas are totally different and is known as matar ki dal and in Bengali motor dal, but they look somewhat similar to Chana Dal. Yellow split peas are deeper in color compared to Chana Dal with a more polished outer surface. In terms of flavor, Chana Dal is way more flavorful and delicious compared to yellow split peas. So now you know anything labeled as yellow split peas and calling as Chana Dal is incorrect. Okay, enough of Chana Dal talks. So I will conclude by saying that Chana Dal is available at any Indian grocery store. If you buy it online, then please search it up as Chana Dal. I have taken a cup of Bengal gram dal or Chana Dal. Now I like soaking Chana Dal for about an hour. It is not necessary to do so, but I like the texture when soaked. After an hour, I discard the water and again rinse it with fresh tap water. Pressure cooker out because that's how I cook my dal. Add a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 dry bay leaf and a small cinnamon stick. Add about 3 cups of hot water and just a drop of oil to prevent foaming. If you are using a regular stovetop pressure cooker, then allow the cooker to come up to full pressure on high heat, then lower heat to low and pressure cook it for 12 minutes. If using an instant pot pressure cooker, cook it for 15 minutes. After pressure cooking is done, switch off the stove and allow all the pressure to be released naturally. After all the pressure goes down, only then open the lid of the cooker. Discard the bay leaf and cinnamon stick because their job is done. The dal is perfectly cooked as well. Okay, in a pot I added a tablespoon of oil. In it goes a dry bay leaf, 2 green cardamoms, 2 cloves and 2 whole dry red chillies to get that smoky flavor, but it is optional. My ma adds cumin seeds at this point, but today I am making it in a special way, so cumin seeds are waiting in line for that special moment. I also added 1/4 of a teaspoon of powdered hing, that is asafoetida. That is also optional, but that brings in a nice flavor and also helps in digestion. Then a teaspoon of grated ginger goes in. Fry the ginger just for a few seconds on low heat. Frying it too much may make it taste bitter. Then a splash of water and the sunshine of Indian cuisine, that is turmeric powder, goes in, along with 1/2 teaspoon of chilli powder and a teaspoon of ground cumin, that is jeera powder. Stir on low heat for a few seconds. Then it's time for cholar dal to tumble down into the pot. I added 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Now this recipe calls for sugar, so I've got more excuse to add it. I added 2 teaspoons of sugar. My, I can now pretty well picture in my mind how the sugar haters are all set to dive down into the comment section with all their sugary comments. My friends, as I always say, sugar is optional. Okay, allow this to simmer on low heat while you go to the next step. Next, I added a teaspoon of oil in my tadka pan. In it, I added a heaped tablespoon of frozen coconut pieces. As a kid, I never liked coconut coming in the way while relishing the dal, so my mom never added it, but now I like it very much, so I add it. But if you have picky little ones at home, please do not add coconut because I'm very sure they won't like it. Fry the coconut on medium heat till they get golden brown. Take them out into a bowl once they brown up. Here are some golden raisins that I soaked in water for about 10 minutes. Add it at this point. Then add the fried coconut to the dal along with half a teaspoon of garam masala powder. And I used Bengali garam masala powder, which comprises of only 3 ingredients. I have left the link to that recipe in the description box below, but you can use any garam masala powder of your choice. Next comes that extra step that is my inclusion to the recipe. I added a heaped teaspoon of ghee. Once the ghee melts, I added a teaspoon of cumin seeds and fry them on medium heat for a few seconds. Then it's time for the cumin ghee goodness to jazz up the dal. This dal thickens up considerably once it cools down, so please do not allow it to thicken up too much. The fried cumin seeds give that extra burst of flavor when added at the end. The raisins bring in that extra pop of sweet and tanginess when you bite onto it. Then the fried coconut, that brings a nutty crunch. And the dal has its own unique flavor which you will love. My friends, you are thinking it's just a dal, but please do try making this at least once and you will know what I mean by all this flattery. Please give me a like if you enjoyed watching this video and I will see you next time. Bye bye.